The contents of this video conform with the October 2011 edition of the official Scrum Guide by Ken Schwaber and Jeff Sutherland. Hi, my name's Davidson. I'm an Agile coach, Scrum Master and a Scrum trainer. Welcome to this short video explaining Scrum, a framework for guiding complex product development. Please note that while Scrum is not limited to software development, it does lend itself to this use really well. Here's an outline of how it might work. At the start of any project, someone, somewhere, has a brilliant idea. It's so brilliant that someone will provide a budget to help make that idea real. A Scrum team is spun up to handle the work. Scrum teams consist of a product owner, a Scrum Master, and a team of between 3 and 9 developers. Note that developer is a generic term and does not mean software developer. It's used to describe team members that are cross-functional. Though a developer may be specialised in one area, such as software development, they're expected to do whatever it takes to help the team get the job done, whether that's testing, requirements gathering, or some other function. The first thing that happens is that the product owner leads the creation of something called a product backlog. In simple terms, this is a list of work that will be done for the project. Nothing detailed at this stage, just an outline. In my experience, the initial creation of a product backlog for a complex product can take less than a day, and if the Scrum team is experienced, you'll be able to draw up a roadmap of feature delivery from this one-day meeting. The product backlog is constantly evolving, and the Scrum team fully expect it to change during the life of the project. This may be due to stakeholders getting new, exciting ideas, new technology being introduced, or perhaps market conditions changing. Whatever the reason, we know and expect that the requirements will change. It's why we don't put a massive amount of effort into detailing requirements up front. Having produced the product backlog, the product owner will now order the items in it. The items at the top of the list have the most business value and are the ones that the development team will be asked to work on first. These items are examined in greater detail and broken down into tasks. Once done, we start work and hold our first prescribed Scrum meeting, the Sprint Planning Meeting. In this meeting, the development team forecast how many of the product backlog items can be completed within a time period called a sprint. A sprint can be of any duration up to 1 calendar month long. It's important that the duration is decided early and remains constant throughout the project, as it's an important element for planning purposes. The reason we keep sprints shorter than a month is because it's easy to predict and control work of this duration. Any longer, and we can easily become sloppy in our planning and estimating. In my experience, most sprints are 2 weeks long. The product backlog items that are taken in for a sprint are now referred to as the sprint backlog, and the development team set to work on it. As part of their routine, they meet every day at the same time and place for a 15-minute meeting called the Daily Scrum. In that meeting, the developers tell each other what they've done since the last meeting, what they'll be doing today, and any impediments to their progress. If the Scrum Master attends the meeting, he or she will take note of the impediments as part of their job is to do whatever it takes to overcome them on behalf of the team. During a sprint, no one is allowed to interrupt the work of the development team. This is because context switching is harmful to efficiency. If someone decides that they need the team to work on something new, the product owner intervenes, adds the requested item to the product backlog, and orders it along with all the other items on the backlog. If it really is important, it will go straight to the top of the list and be pulled into the next sprint, so the longest anyone will have to wait is the duration of the sprint. During the sprint, the development team produces work that meets the definition of done. That is, all of the work necessary to complete a product backlog item. In software terms, this may include things like documentation, unit testing, peer reviews, functional testing, automated regression testing, and release and deploy activities. No product backlog item can be considered complete until it matches this definition of done. At the end of a sprint, the development team will have produced a potentially releasable product increment. Whether it actually gets released is entirely up to the product owner. When the development work is complete, a sprint review meeting is held where the Scrum team demonstrate the done work to the stakeholders. The idea of the meeting is to inspect the product increment, take on any feedback, and adjust the product backlog if needed. The final meeting within a sprint is the sprint retrospective. This meeting is an opportunity for the Scrum team to inspect itself and look to make improvements in the way it works over the course of the next sprint. This meeting is a vital part of the inspect and adapt cycle of the Scrum framework and is the fundamental way in which we implement continuous improvements over the course of a project. And that's it. Scrum is a simple framework that can be explained in less than 10 minutes. My name's Derek Davidson, and I work as an Agile coach, Scrum Master and Scrum Trainer at WebGate. We provide Scrum services all over the world. If you'd like our help, please feel free to contact us.